Welcome back to the channel. This is Anna's Thoughts and Musical Parodies, and I am Anna, your hostess. Thank you so much for being here today. As a reminder, I've got a fun new line of merchandise in the merch store with the title Built Back Broken as the overall theme. It says shame on Joe Brandon, as you can see if you're watching the screen right now, and that is my take on the Let's Go Brandon meme that has been sweeping the country and unifying us together in a fun and exciting new way. You can find all of this and more on the second page of the website that will be linked in the description. And thank you so much to anyone who decides to support in this way, and now let's get into today's video. Hello, and thank you for being here. It's been longer than I wanted it to be since the last video that I made. I've been wanting to make this one, but things have just been a little hectic lately. My husband and I had our refrigerator breakdown, and we had to deal with that, and I don't know, I guess with just working a lot and everything, things have been a little bit hectic, but I'm glad to be back here. And I wanted to talk to you about something related to my workplace. That is something that I know that a lot of people have been going through already, and now similar type of thing is affecting me. So pretty recently, like in the last couple weeks, in one of our morning meetings at my place of employment, we were told that pretty soon, according to OSHA, we would have to prove that we had either gotten that special jab or we would have to get regular testing. And here is the statement on that from OSHA. And they are referring to it as an emergency temporary standard. Yeah, we've sure seen how temporary everything has been so far. 2 weeks to stop the spread, right? And according to their litigation update, they will start issuing citations for overall noncompliance by January 10th and noncompliance in the testing standards by February 9th. So it is a blessing that we at least have the option, unlike some people, such as healthcare workers, to do something other than just being required to get jabbed. However, the testing apparatus that has been being used does not seem to have the best track record itself. Dr. Simone Gold recently tweeted, "Breaking, the CDC is withdrawing its standing request to the FDA to grant emergency use authorization for C19 PCR tests. After 20 months of lies, the CDC can no longer hide that its use of C19 PCR tests was fake science, but true fear-mongering." Allegedly, according to Dr. Simone. In addition, Antonietta M. Gotti, PhD, an experimental physicist and biomaterials researcher, has some things of her own to say about these PCR tests. She in fact said that they are as dangerous as inhaling asbestos. According to this article from May of 2021 from Taft News, Gotti examined some of these swabs under a microscope and found that they contain materials such as silver, aluminum, titanium, and glass fibers, none of which are declared on the packaging for these swabs. And now going back to the topic of the CDC replacing these testing apparatus, I found the documentation of that on the CDC website. And they said that the CDC encourages laboratories to consider adoption of a multiplexed method that can facilitate detection and differentiation of SARS-CoV-2 and influenza viruses. Again, moving forward, they will simultaneously monitor flu activity in addition to SARS-CoV-2. So isn't that interesting? You may have been hearing for a while now, as I have, people commenting about how interesting it has been that flu cases have supposedly gone down so much in the last year or two. And there supposedly have been so many cases of the C19er, not to mention all of the false positives that have been occurring for people as well. So, given these recent statements from the CDC about their testing apparatus, what do you think about all of this? Please let me know in the comments. For me personally, in addition to the alleged possibility of these tests being unsafe and inaccurate, it really just seems just so wrong and like a slap in the face to me to have your average worker who just chose, to act in respect of their own bodily autonomy and freedom of choice and everything that is afforded to us in the Constitution and by God, to not get that special jab. It's just crazy and wrong to me to require those people to be tested once a week, which is what it would be. That's how often it would be. I already don't have a car. I already have to take the bus and a bike to work. And how am I going to go out of my way to find some place to get that done once a week just to grovel at the feet of OSHA when I haven't done anything wrong? And if I'm, really sick, I will just stay home. And so I'm not going to be a threat to other people. It's just insane to me. But of course, all of this is really just a push for people to get that inoculation. And in regards to that, I was recently exposed to Dr. Ryan N. Cole, who received his medical degree from the Medical College of Virginia at Virginia Commonwealth University, where he was president of the Student Family Practice Association and a research associate in an immunology lab. He then spent 5 years in training at the Mayo Clinic, where he completed his residency in anatomic and clinical pathology, as well as a fellowship in surgical pathology, serving as chief fellow in his final year. He then received a fellowship in dermatopathology under the world expert in the field, Dr. A. Bernard Ackerman, at the Ackerman Academy of that Pathology in conjunction with the Columbia School of Medicine in New York City, where he was again chief fellow. He is now the chief medical officer and laboratory director of Cole Diagnostics, which he founded in 2004. Let's hear him talk a bit about what he has seen with these inoculations.
What we're seeing in the laboratory after people get these shots, we're seeing a very concerning locked-in low profile of these important killer T cells that you want in your body. It's almost a reverse HIV. In HIV, you lose your helper T cells, your CD4 cells. In this virus post-vaccine, what we're seeing is a drop in your killer T cells, your CD8 cells. And what do CD8 cells do? They keep all other viruses in check. What am I seeing in the laboratory? I'm seeing an uptick of herpes family viruses. I'm seeing herpes, I'm seeing shingles, I'm seeing mono, I'm seeing a huge uptick in human papillomavirus in the cervical biopsies and the cervical pap smears in women. In addition to that, there's a little infectious bump that kids get called molluscum contagiosum. What do you need to keep that in check? You need CD8 killer T cells. I am seeing a 20 times increase in individuals over the age of 50 of this little bump and rash. That's innocuous, but what it tells me is the immune status of these individuals who have gotten the shot. We're literally weakening the immune system of these individuals. Now, most concerning of all is there's a pattern of these types of immune cells in the body that keep cancer in check. Well, since January 1, in the laboratory, I have seen a 20 times increase of endometrial cancers over what I see on an annual basis. A 20 times increase. I'm not exaggerating at all, because I look at my numbers year over year. I'm like, gosh, I've never seen this many endometrial cancers before. I'm seeing invasive melanomas in younger patients. Normally we catch those early and they're thin melanomas. I'm seeing thick melanomas skyrocketing in the last month or two. I'm already seeing the early signals, and we are modifying the immune system to a weakened state. Great study out of Germany that looked at these profiles on young individuals after the Pfizer, showing this locked in, and we don't know how long. Maybe the immune system, is going to regenerate and those ratios will go back up. But who's studying it? And where are the long-term trials? 2 months, 4 months? How long is this profile locked in? We don't know.
So, very important information there from Dr. Cole. And lastly, if you haven't heard already, CDC recommends Pfizer and Moderna jabs over Johnson & Johnson due to rare blood clotting issue. But yeah, I wonder how rare this actually is. The CDC temporarily halted this product in April while scientists investigated the blood clots, which are known as thrombosis with thrombocytopenia syndrome. So, just some important things to make sure that you're aware of. I also thought this that I saw on social media recently was interesting. Apparently, there was a book that was copyrighted in 2020 called Understanding Omicron Variant, the newest variant that just came out, apparently. In closing, going back to my place of employment, I was just recently made aware that one of our regular patrons, just in the past week or so, tragically passed away. And then I was told that that person had actually just gotten one of these shots a day or two before that happened. So, there's so many tragic things happening that are just very important to be aware of and to try to share with others in your life. So please share this video with whoever you think would appreciate it or could use to see it. And if you would like to support what I do here, especially in this time that I am pregnant and maybe having to end my employment soon due to this, really discrimination, please check out the website that will be linked in the description of this video. You can get some of the Shame on Joe branded merch or check out the other merchandise lines that I've designed. I also have a Patreon account that's only $3 a month, and I will leave my PayPal link as well. And thank you so much in advance to anyone who decides to support, and I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful night, afternoon, morning, evening, and I will see you around. Bye.